Daddy D. If it ain't going down at the Bunny Ranch, it ain't going down at all.
It's going down at the Bunny Ranch. Going down.
Hello, and welcome to the BunnyRanch podcast. My name is Alice Little, and I am your host. This week, I have the lovely Helena Price from LoveRanch joining me as my guest. Helena, how is your week going?
Thank you so much for having me, Alice, and my week's going fantastically. I've been here for pretty much exactly 1 week, and I'm so happy to be back. It feels like I'm home. So
It is home. Welcome home.
Right?
It's what we say whenever someone comes back from some time away.
It totally feels like that. So yeah, I'm really excited to be back, and I can feel this is just going to be an awesome summer. It already is. So.
Yes, you figure it's been really nice and warm. We're gearing up for a whole summer of pool parties and barbecues, and I don't know. I am so hyped.
Concerts and
Yes.
outdoor activities. Yeah.
I am here for it. Thank God the weather is warm. I have been so cold this past year. You're a little bit of a summer bird, right? You leave us during the winter months, don't you?
Yeah. Well, we'll see though. I'm looking to possibly stick around a little longer this year. So.
Oh, she might be braving the cold, you guys. We'll have to send her encouragement.
I started doing this Wim Hof method, the Iceman, where he like taps into his inner genes and everything and fixes himself and helps other people repair illnesses through cold exposure. So that's part of kind of what's drawing me actually is being attracted to the cold exposure. From Detroit originally, and it's so cold in the D.
Oh
so
my God.
I was used
freezing.
to it at one point.
Oh no, I can't. I'm too small for that. It's like wrap me up in a blanket and just put me in front of a fireplace. I'm not, if there is snow, I'm indoors. Unless I'm skiing, but even then I'm like under 15 different jackets and layers. Let's be
I can
real.
see you like a big little bundle walking.
I am the marshmallow
like
man.
Wider
It's
than
me.
you are tall.
It's true. It's true. That is me the entirety of winter. I have no shame, no winter fashion, but that's okay.
Well, who knows? Maybe this year I'll be here to keep you warm.
There we go. Oh my gosh. So you offer such a wide spectrum of different services at the ranch, and I think it's just so incredibly interesting, the dichotomy between how people initially perceive you and how you actually are in person.
Yeah, and a lot of times people say that I look better in person and feel like not like they expected in person than they see in photos or film. So it's definitely a different person that you're witnessing as far as me as the performative porn star versus me as the individual, the girl who someone's going on a date with, So I think it's like good to nurture every side of yourself, and being so like versatile, being able to role play, being able to just be me and enjoy time with another person, being able to get really wild, all of those things are parts of me. So you can't deny a part of a person, right?
No, it's true. Everyone is so varied and complex, and yet there's this tendency to want to stereotype and put a label on it and be like, oh, that's a kinky person. Oh, that's a vanilla person. Oh, this is someone that does GFE or PSE.
Right.
Can we just get rid of the labels with it already and just agree that at the end of the day, it's all about connection?
It is all about connection, and we're providing like a really individual type of an experience. This is something that you can't really get anywhere else,
It's true. It's quite literally legal in only one of the 50 states, and even then, it's only legal at one of the legal brothels.
Yay.
It's great. It's wonderful stuff, and we're so thrilled that we have this here.
We're really
in
blessed
Nevada.
and fortunate to be here, definitely. And I know you fought really hard to help keep us here, so thank you for that.
Oh yeah, we're not going anywhere. Are you kidding me? I will chain myself to the front gate. Good luck getting rid of me, you guys, because that's not happening.
I'm right there with you. Thank you. Yeah, and I've had experiences where people have come to me looking for a porn star experience, and a lot of people like that because they get to record it, they can take it with them, and that whole experience is released to you. And I won't relegate it to just that, but that's one thing that makes what I do different, is I allow a person to take that kind of a souvenir with them.
Okay, that's really cool. Like, are you willing to go and like even edit the footage together and put some like 80s music behind it, give it the whole feel? I
mean, whatever makes someone happy. That's like, at the end of the day, that's what I live for, is to make people happy, whether it's in person or like I've heard from people who are soldiers like overseas telling me that this is what's gotten them through a lot of the hard times there. And that's what makes it like all worth it for me, is to know that what I'm doing is not just entertaining someone, but I'm there for someone in person or virtually,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's true.
In person, I really, in a lot of ways, I prefer the in-person because, like you said, we can make that personal connection, breathing with a person, listening to their heartbeat.
Isn't that just the best?
Opening up the inner parts of yourself, Like I have like a super open, warm heart, and I feel like that's a gift that was given to me to share with everyone.
No, it's amazing.
No limits to that,
Not everyone has the capacity to be so warm-hearted, open, and accepting in that way. Many people struggle. They have prejudices and various barriers that they've put up around themselves that prevent them from being able to connect with people genuinely. Like, what advice would you have for someone that maybe feels like they've perhaps isolated themselves and need to maybe open up more?
I think that one of the best things a person could do is come visit one of us, because if like, it might be a little bit scary with whoever, just some person you meet off a dating site, or but with us, we're completely open. You can be yourself and get some practice in. If you're rusty, if you want more of that, we're a great practice, if not someone to stick with. I feel like I'm kind of like a therapist / life / personal trainer, like in the realm of human sexuality mostly.
It really is, though. You're kind of like a dating coach in the sense where it quite literally gets to be practice. It's okay if you make a mistake, if you try to have a bizarre dinner conversation about the kinky wild sex you want to have later. We're not going to be offended, but we are going to politely be, hey, usually at dinner, it's more appropriate to ask people questions about themselves than go into the wish list of all the BDSM toys you'd like me to use on you later.
Well, it's great to have a conversation and get to know a person for the person who they are, And like I started to say, there's been, I can think of one person in particular who came to me looking for a PSE, and after a while, we got to know each other, and he got to notice the soft side of me, the sensual side of me, and we started having like regular dates, like boyfriend, girlfriend style, every so often. Well, I mean, maybe not fully, like, depends on the boyfriend and girlfriend, but when you get home, that's a whole other story. But like they say, a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets. I feel like I definitely fall into that category. You're
the kinky girl next door who's wonderful to take out on a date, but also knows when to pull the paddle out.
And I feel like that, like, I don't look extremely like the stereotype of a working girl,
You're just a classic beauty. I mean, God,
So
you're
helps.
certainly, you don't have what some people would call that, like, that porn star look where it's I've had so much lip filler that I can't smile anymore, and my breasts are all the way out to the microphone, and I've got nonstop back pain.
Although I can't knock that. Whatever makes a person happy. If it's altering their body, if it's doing a certain kind of sexual act, if it's going out with me to Lake Tahoe, whatever makes a person happy.
By all
it,
means, just that definitely isn't that physique that you have. You're just such a classic girl next door, laid back, comfortable.
You too.
And easy to be
if
around.
I saw you somewhere, I would never know.
It's just like
Someone told me that actually today. They're like, I had no idea that she was a working girl. I thought she was just training us how to market. I'm like, oh no, she's the queen bee.
Actually, it's true though. I mean,
Surprise.
when you put a label on someone, whether it be the label of being just a sex worker or just a PSE provider or just a GFE provider, you pass
deny
judgment
it. You
on
deny
them.
the other parts of that
Yes,
person too. You
that's
know?
exactly it.
You deny
it's-
the whole human, and you miss out on all of the other parts of that person. I
Which
think,
are so
you know?
amazing. Like, we were chatting just before we started recording, and I found out that you make a killer French toast. What's going on with
amongst
that?
other things, yeah, you know, well, if we've been making love all night and enjoying ourselves, usually in the morning, I know I'm hungry and I'm not the only one. So I like to go in the kitchen and make a delicious breakfast. It's not just French toast, though, you know. I like to do it with the sourdough bread. Or gluten-free bread. That's my, like, I'll make gluten-free for myself
Can
and
you
sourdough for
do
someone
it
else.
with bread that doesn't have eggs in it? And, like, is there a way to make French toast without eggs? I just found out I'm allergic to eggs.
There is actually. You can use flax meal as the egg substitute. So you
Really?
So the ground flax meal, you mix it with water, and you put the vanilla and the cinnamon and everything in there, and then you can soak your bread in there and do it like that.
Okay, who's booking me a date with her for this? This sounds really good.
So,
Damn.
so get the French toast soaking with the egg, the cinnamon, all that, and then I'm also making a fruit compote. So sometimes I'll chop up apples and do an apple one. Sometimes blueberries. Sometimes a combination. Sometimes I'll add fresh bananas. Always, as long as the person's not allergic. Some nuts. I love
Ooh.
nuts. Can't emphasize that enough. And so
I feel like that might be a double entendre.
No.
I'll let it go, but
so you know, I'll use pecans, walnuts, and real deal maple syrup and or honey.
sold. I want breakfast. It's breakfast time now. It's no longer the Bunny Ranch podcast. It's breakfast with the Bunny Ranch. That's what we're
breakfast
doing
with Helena
now.
and Alice.
Yes.
Well, you got the coffee, right? Coffee with
Yeah,
Alice.
I do a little coffee show. I'm
Okay,
gonna have
so
you
I'll bring
on.
breakfast to your coffee
We're gonna do
show.
like breakfast one of these days. That's what's up. Oh my god! But seriously though, not a lot of people realize this. But at the ranches, we have full-on suites available that you're able to join us overnight, and we're able to cook for you. It's amazing. You get to wake up in bed to breakfast with a beautiful girl at the Bunny Ranch. What more do you want?
If someone wants to stay in a cabin or somewhere like that around Tahoe, I know of like some good Airbnbs that have kitchens. I will, and in the Airbnb, the difference between that and the ranch is I can cook for you completely naked.
Hey,
Okay.
there you go.
Or wear like a cute little apron, you know.
I was gonna say maybe
I love
not
it when
bacon.
you sneak up behind me while I got that food on there. Sneak up behind me, put your arms around me, rub around a little bit.
That's
Lick
the
some
way to
syrup
do it.
off of these babies.
You know, you're just putting a little bit of powdered sugar over the French toast, and oh no! Oops. I guess someone's gonna have to help clean up.
Or and you know, melt some butter too. Butter my buns.
Oh my god!
If no one has seen them, I suggest you go find pictures of them or come in and see them. That's even better.
Yeah, that too.
Nothing
that
like
too.
in person, you know.
It's true, and you figure as well. People don't really get a good sense of who you are just from like a ranch profile. You figure it's such a limited capacity, and it has no way of describing all of the context of who you are. Your
When people
interests
see me, they
and
think,
hobbies.
for example, I'm short, or they expect me to talk one way or be one way or another, you know. And they're like, oh, you surprised me. I like that. I like to surprise people. So
I was going to say, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Yeah, you're tall. I'm 4'8". I'm short.
I know.
You are
I
tall.
could probably like pick you up like this and just carry you out. Like
I am totally fine with you bench pressing me. I think that would be really sexy. I will be your
mean-
barbell any day.
Or like I can pick you up right here over my shoulders too.
Like That
Sorry.
also works. That also
I can't
works.
help being inappropriate sometimes.
It's okay. It's who you are.
And especially when I'm on camera, I think that's it too. If there's a camera in front of me, I'm like a little more wild than in person.
Yes, and for those listening in, we do post video to our YouTube channel. Make sure to check the show notes for the link to this episode's filmed footage.
Ah, yes.
Good to know.
Good to know.
Yes. Oh my gosh, there's just so many amazing things about you. You were sharing with me a little bit about your work with couples as well.
Yeah, so one of my biggest success stories, I'm just gonna tell this story. It was an older couple who came in. They hadn't had sex in a while. The woman partner actually had a electric pump for Parkinson's. So she'd been living with that for 10 years, and the male, the man, he had an ED issue. I'm really good with helping people connect without having full on sex. I think the connection is the most important thing, you know? So putting people, well, I also have a little bit of Tantra education. So I put them
For
in
those that don't know, what is Tantra?
So that is a way to connect with your partner more deeply through having a meditative sexual experience. So it's not just some wild, kinky stuff. It's taking your time slowly, connecting with that person's breath, and spending the time connecting with every part of a person, not just here, which is called the root chakra, but all the way up. You know, the heart is important, our crown is important, everything in between is important. So focusing on each part like that. So what I did with them was I got their chakras lined up. I had him sitting behind her, so he was kind of straddled, and then she was straddled out, and his arms were around her, relaxed back. So he's supporting her in this situation, right?
That's so
He's able
lovely.
to massage her, kiss her neck, and then I went to work on her, you know, using a number of methods, which I will not divulge on our podcast. You'd have to come in to check that out.
Kinky secrets.
You know, we have to keep a few things for ourselves, you know. But I'm happy to share it too.
That's
in person.
awesome.
So she had her first orgasm in years and years and years, and then we switched things up to where I was working on him, and I do really great prostate massage and work of that nature. So I can work with anyone at any level. Another thing they teach us in Tantra is that even if it's soft, it doesn't matter. You can still have a pleasureful experience, you know? So like I don't think that that dealing with ED makes any man any less of a man, you know?
No, not at all.
and-
That's hardly
and so-
something to pass judgment about.
And it's not always permanent either. And there's exercises people can do. And if someone wants to work with me on a long-term period to help themselves through that, I'm here for that as well.
That's great. It sounds like you have so many different ways and different tools in your box to be able to help people. You've
So to
really...
speak, yeah.
Oh, okay, now I fell into the contract. Damn it! Oh, got me.
You can
Got
tell
me.
I'm like getting
Tools
old
in the
because I do these like mom jokes and stuff. Like all of my older guy friends, they do the dad jokes. Well, I'm starting to do the mom jokes. So it's like,
Uh-oh. It's okay. It's cute, though. Oh, my goodness. But really, though, it sounds like you've taken the time to really research, educate, and put together information in a way that's really beneficial to people and quite literally changes their lives.
that's like my life goal is to create value. So wherever I can do that with the gifts that I've been given, then that's what I'm here for. So
Aw.
I'm so grateful to have the opportunity, you know, because it's like a once in a lifetime. So
It is. It really is. Many people say for years and years looking forward to come to the ranch, and when they finally arrive here, it's amazing to be like, wow, this somehow managed to surpass all of my expectations. I'd say that's probably the greatest compliment of all.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So what other things have you used to connect and help your guests in the past?
Oh, wow. You know, I've had I've had some amazing experiences with 2 girls and a guy as well.
Ooh. So
and
with
more-
the
and
kind
more
of
than that.
threesome experiences.
Yeah. I like to play with everybody, and I really like to engage on that level to where there's a lot of interaction in the room, you know. Sometimes like to spend some time one-on-one and then bring someone else in as a little treat, you know.
Little happy ending.
Bring in another lady as a little treat to finish things off with. I love to play with the woman and the guy. I like to give people orgasms both at once. That's just super exciting for me.
Well, it's great
I like
because during mutual orgasm, you figure that's a super connective experience when both people are feeling that same flood of endorphins and feel-good energy. Like, ooh, it's electrifying.
Yes, that's definitely the way to put it. You make me feel it the way you say it. I love the way that you describe some of these things, you know. And what's really interesting about us is that we're like electromagnetic bodies. So there's actually like a current coming off of me going into you, and I think like you doing that, incorporating massage and
I love massage.
you
It's
know,
one of my
from every touch level too. That's another tantric thing. You know, you can go from the very softest touch to where it just gives you like a little bit of a shivery
chills
tingle.
and get that goosebumps.
Or you can
going.
kind of start digging in a little bit with the nails to where it's like a little bit more. You can, I mean, and there's many different ways of doing things. Striking lightly, striking a little bit harder, grabbing a little bit harder, you know?
Yeah, and it's again, much like we were
exploring
talking about
that
earlier,
other person's, the other
spectrum
person's
of exploration.
Yeah, and watching the other person's reaction. I love to just like explore another person's body and gauge that and allow someone else to do the same with me. You know, I love to get really intimate, engage in like deep kissing, and
You almost kind of get lost in the other person in a way when you're all wrapped tight in their energy and you're so deeply connected in that space and you're really so deeply focused on them and giving them that best experience. You almost lose all sense of time, space, and self, really.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, a lot of people like to do the same with me, and that I've always been more of a giver than a receiver. So I step a little bit out of my comfort zone to just open myself up to receiving, and just I'm a multi-orgasmic woman, so as long as I open myself up, it happens. The flow happens. So that's one thing that I've definitely, over the last 4 years that I've been coming to the ranches, that's one thing that I've really developed, is the capability to open myself up like that to every person who I make contact with. So
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm guessing over the past 4 years, you've had the pleasure of having a few repeat visitors.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. There's people who come back every year. Some really favorite, lovely people.
No, it's true though. When you find a good, solid connection with someone, you both feel it, and you're like, "Wow, I just really jive with this person. They're one of my people." You know, when you find your people, it's just like perfect in that exact moment. And I love the fact that there's such a variety of different ladies, because quite literally, there is someone for everyone.
Absolutely,
there is
yes.
a person for you in this space.
And a lot of times more than one, you know?
It's true. Oh my God. And that's the best part too, is there's endless combinations. The ladies from different locations are all able to work with each other. So like if somebody wanted to have a threesome, we can make that happen.
Yes. That's something we haven't gotten to do yet. You
No,
and I.
not yet anyway. Who knows
Yes.
what the future may hold. Hopefully it holds French toast without eggs. Yeah, I'm
And
really fixated on the French
I'll
toast
put-
now. Like you've got my brain going on food. I'm like, it's dinner time.
Well, I could definitely eat you. You're looking like a snack.
Aw.
Fun size, right?
Yeah, see, there you go. Nice, calorically dense, healthy, all that stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. I also like to do outdoor activities. I like to do concerts. I like to I love to cook for people. I also love to go out. I'm a huge foodie.
Oh gosh, do you have a favorite restaurant in town?
You know, Sassafras is actually my favorite restaurant in town.
Hey.
It's right next to the hot springs, and I
It's
love how
great.
eclectic their menu is. I like it's not like a super quote unquote high end place, but it's just like it's the artistic feel of the place. You know, they have performances, and I love going to the hot springs, getting having a date in one of their private rooms. It's really fun. Have you done that before?
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
The local Carson City Hot Springs has various private rooms available for people to rent. Each one is set up slightly differently, and the water is set to different temperatures, so you're able to pick whichever one kind of meets your needs. The beauty of getting one of the private spots is that they're bathing suit optional.
Yes, clothing optional is one of my favorite things to do. There's also clothing optional beaches on the lake.
Ooh, see, you're more adventurous than I am. I don't know about getting into the lake completely naked. I don't know about that.
Oh, it's so good. I did it on my first day here. That was what I did last Wednesday. Was I took a little trip and went and braved the cold waters.
Yes, it's true. Not a lot of people realize this, but Lake Tahoe is very cold all year round. A lot of people tend to do kayaking, jet skiing, parasailing, and if anybody's brave swimming in the lake, usually they wear a wetsuit.
Oh, not I, chicken
You just
pie.
jumped right in there, didn't you? Mm-hmm. Yep, you're brave. I'd be like, no, it's too cold. No, I don't wanna.
I'm like the queen of adventure. I love having fun. I love adventures, whether it's stay-at-home adventures, out on the town adventures, out in nature adventures. Anyone who like comes to the ranches knows like when we throw a party, I love to be out there dancing with everybody, singing karaoke, even though I'm not so good at it.
Hey. Karaoke is not about how good you sing. It's about how enthusiastic you are. What's your go-to karaoke songs?
So I like doing Motown, like me and Sandy did. I heard it through the grapevine together.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
I like doing new style Motown, like Mayor Hawthorne, The Walk. Don't know if anyone knows that one. I do Rolling Stones, Beast of Burden.
Okay, I can see that. That suits you.
This past week I did 9 Inch Nails, Closer.
I love 9 Inch Nails. Okay.
Me too. And that one is just so wild and fun and crazy. And I feel like it's brothel appropriate.
It kind of is. It's funny. I started listening to 9 Inch Nails because of Black Mirror, the Netflix series. One of the episodes, which features Miley Cyrus, has her covering some of their songs in some really interesting and twisted ways. I'm obsessed. It's so good.
Oh, wow. See, I got rid of my Netflix trying to keep myself off of watching things.
It's okay. I'll give you my login. I'll enable you.
Hopefully no one from the staff of Netflix is listening to this.
I swear it's not me saying this. This is somebody that's not Alice Little.
It's the ghost of the BunnyRanch.
Yes, that's it. It's the BunnyRanch ghost giving out Netflix accounts.
Well, thank you so much for having me on and allowing me to share a bit about the versatility of experiences that I offer here and a little bit of detail about what goes into spending time with us here. Really appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you. Like, it's amazing being able to connect with all of the girls in this different way. It just gives you such an appreciation for who everyone really is as a unique person. Like, when we watch the live stream shows, it's a lot of fun and laughter, but I always feel like we never get to know the essence of who someone is. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you so much. And
how do people get a hold of you if they decide to take advantage of your French toast, massage services, Tantra, or want to take you out for a hike?
Well, if you want to get a hold of me, you can email me, Helena Price at LoveRanch.net, spelled Helena, and then Price, like it's spelled, at LoveRanch.net.
Like the word.
I have a new Twitter. That's at I am Helena Price. So you can find me on my new Twitter.
Once again, thank you all so much for joining us for another episode of the BunnyRanch podcast. If you like this episode, make sure to give it a positive rating on whatever review platform you're listening to us on. We'll see you next time. Bye.